Good morning, afternoon, evening. Welcome back, everybody. Passive Income Time shoot another video today. This one's more about my path to 15,000 and how am I going to get there. I'm going to break it down over this quick little video, maybe about 10 minutes or so, give or take. But pay attention because there's a lot of little ways I'm going to get there. There's a slow way and then there's a fast way. So pay attention because those are at the end, but I'm going to really spell it out and break it down to you on really what's been going on. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. So if you haven't already liked this video, subscribe, click the bell for notification. I bring a passive income video every Friday based on my experiences, what I've done for investing, through real estate, stocks, a little bit of writing, and some other things that I've done. Okay. But now, back in the day, I started working, was in the army, and you have an idea. I started my retirement, my investing at the time as well. My boss said, "Hey, you need to start investing." And then, most 20-year-olds are thinking, "Yeah, whatever." But eventually, he said the same thing the next week. "Hey, you need to start investing." So eventually, started investing, and then kept investing. Looking at the retirement age, and want to hit $1 million and so on. But then you're thinking, if you don't hit that retirement age, if you don't hit that $1 million, you're probably gonna end up working for McDonald's. That's what the video, shown right here. And McDonald's is always gonna hire you. McDonald's, Walmart, one of those companies, they're gonna hire you when you're in your 60s, 70s, and but me, I don't want to be in that stage when that time of life, who really wants to? Okay. This video is also being sponsored by Webull. If you have a Webull account, great. If you don't, you can get 2 free stocks. All right. The first one, you get a stock just for opening up the account. The second one, just for putting a deposit any amount of money into the Webull account. I mean, how can you pass up on free stocks? So if you don't, the link's below, so check it out. All right. Right now, everything's based off 3 buckets of money. Where I'm keeping my buckets, what's coming through right now. I've been investing in real estate for quite a while. I got in the whole Robert K. stock, you rich dad, poor dad phase for a while. And then I transitioned over. I've been doing stocks before that, but I transitioned a lot from growth into dividend stocks because, as you see now, we're in some horrible times with the coronavirus, everything going on. Stocks are plummeting to some lows. I was going to say all-time lows, but we're not there yet. But we may be. But we'll have to keep watching an eye on what the Fed does. Try to hold on to what we have right now. So because of times like this, you've got to have money coming in. You want to keep your stocks growing, without spending a whole lot of cash. And if you don't have already cash set aside, you should have cash set aside, for times like this. And if you don't, hopefully this will be a good lesson for you for next time, because when stocks are at all times high, you've got to have some money to deploy when stocks make a correction like they are right now. Also make a little bit more money from writing, and I'm looking for other ways to explore, which I'll talk about pretty soon. So, you've got to have a goal in whatever you're doing for in terms of investing. You know, yes, you want to have a goal, but sometimes your goal may not be a lot. I think I talked about that a little bit in my last video, which you should check out. Because I think a lot of people have a goal, they want to make a certain amount of money every month, whatever. But I think you need to, with Grant Cardone, you need to 10x what your goal is, because that goal may not be high enough to what you really need. You really want to sit back and relax in anything you do in life. You don't want to have to be working hard in your 60s and 70s, unless you want to and enjoy it. Okay, so I'm a big B&W fan. If you don't know, um, even after I get my money coming in, I could turn around and buy an i8, but I probably won't buy an i8 because I think it's about 120, $30,000 car, because there's better things to do with your money. Or if my Bitcoin cryptocurrencies take off, I could go out and buy a Lamborghini, but that's probably not in the window as well. Right now, I'm sitting on my I believe it's 2015 BMW 5 Series. I like it. It'll probably last me, another 8 years, give or take. Um, you know, you got to make whatever car you're driving, you got to make it last. I bought this used. As you can see, it looks practically brand new. Yes, I've had a dream for owning a BMW when I was in high school. I got my BMW a while ago. This is my second BMW. The first one lasted about 10 years. I also bought it used, and I wore it out, got a lot of miles out of it. I think I had to get rid of around $150,000, 150,000 miles, because the cost to fix it up wasn't worth it. Was worth more than the car was worth. So it was time to trade it in. So I picked this up about 2 years ago, give or take. All right. And so when it comes to investing, you've got to have the wild card. And I'm going to talk about my wild card when I'm investing because yes, you got to take some risks. Yes, you can go and be a dividend aristocrat investor, which is fine. I have nothing against that. But for me, that is a slow way to make your money, a slow way to really get your money to compound and grow over time. So I've gotten some, I have a lot of high risk stocks, is what some people would say, but it's only high risk if you don't know what to do when one of these stocks decides not to stop paying one day, because you can easily move it around and put it into something else. And but otherwise, you're losing money if you're not doing things like that. That's just my personal belief. Of course, none of this is financial advice. So in 2017, right as Bitcoin was hitting, the 19, $20,000 mark, right before that, I started investing in Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrencies. And if you don't know much about Bitcoin, a lot of people say it's a scam, but Bitcoin is no different than any other investment. It just moves on a different timeline. And yes, you can. Yes, there's some scams that came out. Everybody has a scam. Every industry has their own scams. But if you invest directly into a cryptocurrency, but you've got to do your due diligence to make sure it's the right cryptocurrency, because there are some scams out there. There's over 5,000 cryptocurrencies out there, so some of them have to be scams that are sitting in that pocket. Just like in the stock market, there's penny stocks, and some people like penny stocks, but I'm not. I've done penny stocks, but I didn't really care for it too much. But the basics behind cryptocurrencies is when the market is bad, cryptocurrencies, that's when Bitcoin was created in 2009, right during or right after during the last recession. And then so you've got to, so I've been deploying a lot of money into cryptocurrencies, and I think it really could take off and very soon. Of course, this whole coronavirus thing is going to throw things off. It could throw things off this year, but we'll see how things go. But cryptocurrency, it's not really affected by the banks or the government, and but this may change in the future. A lot of countries are adopting their own, or trying to create their own digital currency because, the dollars we walk around with, or the currencies, is not really worth anything, and a lot more people are doing things, by their phone. A lot more people doing things mobily. With your phone, you can. A lot of people use their smartphone or for whatever reason to make purchases and to buy things. And you can do the same thing when you're buying cryptocurrency. You can buy things with your phone or with your computer. So it's very similar. And a lot of the millennial generation is really catching on to it. It's really what they want, because that's their future right now. Okay. In my analysis, I did not include any possible YouTube income which will come in the future, which I'm sure I'll hit that one day once I've hit the $1,000 subscriber mark, but the watch time, that's really what's hurting me. So that's why I'm bumping up my videos to 3 times a week, trying to make up for my my mistakes earlier on when I started my channel a year ago. I was doing the short videos. I thought, yeah, I could hit 4,000 watch hours, no problem. But I underestimated, because I guess it really does take a lot more work, a lot more time, a lot more patience, and a lot more viewers, to watch your videos, because not every viewer is going to watch everything 100%. And I'm also not taking into account any raises in some of the my rentals, because I'm sure they will my rentals will go up over time in terms of what they're bringing in for cash flow. So I did not include any of that in this at all. So that could also skew my numbers a little bit. And but more than likely, the rent will go up over time for what I'm charging my renters. Okay, so the first way, let me slide this up a little bit. Okay. So the first way, my 17-year blueprint, what everything will turn out in terms of income, based off of what I talked about. When I'm also projecting, also for real estate, I'm looking to buy a couple more houses over in the near term as well. So I'm calculating that as well a little bit. Um, Dividend stocks, I really didn't change too much in dividend stocks. I'm sure this number will grow, but this one I kind of kept it, pretty conservative. Averaging about an extra 2,000 or extra $200 a month, extra $200 a month. This is all broken down by averaging it out on what I'm earning now, based on what it will come out to per month. But of course, every month dividends will be higher and lower. Some months will be really good. Other months will be a little bit lower, because not every dividend pays you the same amount. So, you have some months pay you better than others. That's really what it comes down to. I did open up a wealth fund account. This one I'm also going a little conservative in terms of numbers and what I'm going to earn for interest. This one I really haven't dug in deep too much. I'm putting in some money in the wealth fund as well, earning a little bit more on cash returns, because you always want to have some extra money just for emergencies. Whether it's an emergency or for whatever you may need it for. Uh, I did open up a Be Frugal account. I mentioned that in like one or two videos, I believe, last year. Be Frugal is all about an investing, or it's like an app where you get paid for making purchases. I mean, a lot of people do shopping and stuff online, so I get paid off of that. And I actually got my first check not that long ago. I'll do another video on that pretty soon. But I'm just estimating I'll make about $70 a year overall. So writing is the one that's hasn't been really steady. It's really been a lot more harder. I write for Quora, and Quora, I think they've changed their algorithm or whatever they're doing on how they're paying their viewers, or how they're paying their writers. Because I hit over 5 million views on my writing just in like about less than 2 years on Quora, but my numbers for in terms of income is coming down a lot. I'm also not doing as much involved with Quora now, because it does take a lot of your time to really put time into it and to get viewers more to watch what you're doing, and to identify other questions to ask on Quora and so on. So this one I'm thinking about dumping, but I don't know yet. So I'm just gonna keep it like this for right now. So I'm looking for a substitute at this point. I've mentioned blogging or affiliate marketing in the past, so that's also something that could supplement or take over for this right here. Um, I do have a couple of affiliates that I'm working with now, and I haven't really made anything from them, so I'm not really going to highlight those right now. But maybe one day that'll be an addition to what's going on right here. I believe about a few months ago, somebody asked me to partner with them and help out support their business, in terms of helping fund their business. So I get paid passive income just through helping out, fund them, supplying what they do in their business. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. This one I haven't started yet, but I'm looking to possibly later this year. And I would average about $50 a month initially. And this one also, if I decide to put more money into it, I'll get more money out of it. And so then for the grand total off the 17-year blueprint, here it is. Grand total, I'll hit 15,000 by 2036. Irregardless when it happens, that's for passive income. That is really good. 15,000 coming in passive income. That's my goal. I think I mentioned in other videos. So you've got to have a big goal. I mean, past 15,000 is going to be more than enough to what I need to do to live the life I want to. And then now we'll go into the next one, which is the wild card, which I think you'll find pretty interesting. So, and Bitcoin's at the center of this. The Bitcoin's going to be the mover, the driver. And also have a couple other, they call them alternative currencies, altcoins, other cryptocurrencies that could blow up. They can go 10x, a lot more quicker than Bitcoin will. So the returns will be a lot higher. So anything like this, it's like playing a game of chess or checkers, whatever. If you ever played chess, you got to do a lot of thinking, a lot of strategy in what you're doing, and to make everything work out. Because yes, you're investing all these stocks or investments or whatever you're doing, but you've got to have some strategy behind it. Because if you don't have that strategy behind it, it could all fall flat in your face, and then it's going to leave you, broker than broke. All right, quick little image I took off from one of the magazines I read, on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, how it's done. Uh, the highest return of the decade, 10-year analyzed return, 2019, how it did last year. And you see it trounces every other investment out there. It trounces, U.S. stock market, including dividends, foreign stocks, emerging markets, bonds, even gold. 274% return in 2019. Of course, the previous year wasn't as good, I believe. I know, that was right after 2017 when the whole the whole cryptocurrency market crashed, and every market's going to have their bad years, their bad times, and Bitcoin had an incredible year last year. It got down to I believe a low of about 3,300. But then now I think it's sitting at about right around, uh, I believe it's like 8,600. Let me double check real quick. So as of this viewing, what I'm doing now, yeah, 86, yeah, exactly, 86.68. That's what Bitcoin is sitting at now. And all this is, you know, they took this off of some benchmarks, you know, comparing the S&P 500, emerging markets indexes, Bloomberg, Barclays, U.S. Aggregate Bond Index, PM London Fix, and so on. All right, the 10-year blueprint. See, from this is all based on if cryptocurrency, excuse me, takes off this year as expected. You know, cryptocurrencies, what they call the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving will mean there'll be less Bitcoin available, and but it'll be a lot harder to produce it because that's how it's all set up. Because there's only a finite number of Bitcoin available. So and so that's what's happened in May this year. Market has been, I think it might be reacting to how everything's gone with the coronavirus, but there's also a lot of big players in, you know, early adopters who got in the cryptocurrencies early on, and they could be, you know, playing with it now or trying to figure out what they're going to do, because a lot of times they like to buy and sell when they feel like it, and that could push the whole cryptocurrency market down a little. So when they do that, so they're kind of playing games. You know, these are, you know, millionaire investors, you know, doing what they want to do, and so little guys like me and others that may be out there, you know, we're at the whims of what they're doing, but we always got to figure out when's a good time to buy. Um, you know, I very rarely sell any of these cryptocurrencies. There's been a few I have sold. I was almost like day trading a couple of them because one of them I was playing around with, and it was doing pretty. I'd make about $40, $50 every time I made the trade, and so that worked out for me. You know, I don't want to play around with the other ones because it's a little bit harder to manage and identify what's going on. Anything dealing with day trading, but this is all the idea of cryptocurrencies taking off this year, and with that, I would sell that and revert it back into, you know, real estate and other things to keep going, as you see here. So it would plus up. There's a breakdown. I'm not really showing it here, but it'll break down when I'm getting in my buying my real estate. I buy more real estate, pay off some of the ones I have now, and to be more cash flow coming in. So, you know, it's pretty good numbers coming in for real estate, just in terms of passive income. Dividends, I really haven't changed much with all these others here. So these are all relatively the same. Um, yeah, so really not a whole lot different. But, you know, by 2029, you know, that's just 10 years from now, or 9, 10 years, I'd be at or pulling in about $16,000 in passive income, and only increase higher, you know. So that's the way I'm looking at it for using my wild card for this. And I think it's a pretty good plan that I have in place. Um, Worst case scenario, it may not happen. Cryptocurrencies may not take off this year. It may take off another year or later this year, you know, but it's all, it's got to do a lot of planning, a lot of thinking how things could turn out. And so, you know, once you're in retirement, you know, that's when I want to, you know, travel, see the world, see other things. I've traveled a lot of places already. You know, I've been into Asia, Europe already, and I've seen a lot of different things there. But you always want to do that and just see different things in the world and really enjoy yourself in life, because life is too short to be sitting behind working for the man or working for somebody. You know, you really want to be your own boss. I actually talked to a friend yesterday. We were talking about maybe opening up a franchise here, which we may do in the near future, which would be another stream of passive income coming in. You know, I've been to Paris, but, you know, Paris is a great place to see and enjoy your time and enjoy even the food eating in France and other in European countries is a lot different than here in the US, the Western culture. So, you know, I grew up in Philadelphia. I went to the Jersey Shore. Of course, there's nowhere even close to the Jersey Shore. It's probably, you know, down in Florida or someplace in the Caribbean, who knows? But, you know, I enjoy the beaches a lot, and it's a great time. It's a good bite. You can sit back and relax a lot. And so, you know, like I said, it's all about playing that game of chess and really thinking things through, you know, really thinking things through and trying to figure things out and how things are going to work for you. Because yes, you're earning money, but where are you deploying your money? What are you doing with your money? You know, a lot of people, the majority of people don't invest. They're relying on Social Security, relying on their government pension, or relying on their retirement. But you've got to have other ways of have money coming into your pocket, because if you're relying on that, that's great, but you need to look at other streams of income. Because what if one day your company you work for to say, hey, I'm not going to pay you your retirement plan, which is what happened in the last crash, because these companies cannot afford to pay you. um, so you really got to watch out for that. And so that means you might have to, save some money now, invest some money now for having to put away for the future. You've got to get in that habit. Really got in that habit. You've got to make it one of the top things you do every month when you get paid. You've got to take a take some of that money off the top of the table and put it in and invest in yourself, invest in you. Of course, you've got to spend some time learning and find out what you need to do, because if you don't do that, it's going to come back and hurt you. It's going to make things a lot difficult for you. Yeah, I'm really encouraging you to really, you know, find a way to have passive income coming into your pocket. Whether it's through dividend stocks, which is easy to do, not that hard, or if you really want to take it to another level and look into real estate investing. I mean, it's going to take a little bit more work. It's not as simple, not as easy, but it's really about building your team and having them, network and being having that group of people, helping you out, making your team be more successful. But hey, if you haven't already, like this video, subscribe, click the bell for notification. I'm going to be back again this Sunday with another video. This one's more about the coronavirus and what you need to do, and some tips. I'm giving you a lot of really tips. Wish I would have shot this video a couple weeks previously, but nobody knew what was going to happen this past week or two. This really came out of the blue, out of nowhere. So, but take care, enjoy your week, enjoy your weekend whenever you have to watch this. But enjoy your day. I'll see you again.